This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports. It's 2023, we're up in Glean. Delighted to be joined once again with the Mad Murph, Colm Murphy. How are you, mate? Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, lovely Christmas, lovely end of the year, and feel like 2022 was one of the best years of my life, but coming off that I want to make 2023 even better.
You obviously 5 fights, obviously last year you obviously won the BA Celtic title and you also defended it. In some ways, I guess, you're just over a year as a pro as well. I know we've sort of touched on this before, but you couldn't have sort of asked for sort of a better start to boxing, and they have a title and defended it already. Six fights in, I think now you are.
Yeah.
6 fights in.
14 months.
So I guess when you sort of look at that blueprint, what obviously is the plan and the focus for 2023, just to stay as busy. Maybe look at some more titles along the way as well.
Yeah, well, I do want to keep as busy. Do want to keep getting some competitive fights in that are going to bring me along, because I feel like that first year has really kind of fast-tracked me. Maybe we don't need to go as kind of fast-paced. I know Mark has got me down here for a 6-rounder for my next fight against someone called, I think, John Spencer, who's no wins and losses. So Mark's turned around to me and said, I want this to be a good learning fight to work and improve on. So I'm going to really sit down, and I'm in camp and working on improving, working on my defence a lot still, and I'm going to go and win that fight next, and I'm going straight on to the next fight. Who knows, maybe it be a 10-rounder, because I know I'm certainly fit enough. Mark just wants me probably for the body to go back down to six rounds and then get ready for a big fight after, so I really hope that's the case.
I'm sort of saying there in the gym, obviously you're nearly like an old school type fighter. You could do 15 rounds no problem, you have stamina for days. Obviously 2 domestic fights, obviously last year, obviously Rudy Farrell, obviously in the SSE, obviously your big probably career highlight to date, and obviously then defending your belt against Liam Gaynor. In I guess in some ways where people shy away from domestic fights and everything else, you've met challenges head on. Do you believe obviously in yourself that these domestic fights have really probably helped you to cement yourself more in boxing, obviously after quite a long time in the amateurs?
Well, yeah, I feel like especially me and the Rudin fight, that put Belfast on the picture, for the whole event. 2 people from Belfast. I know we're up for Fight of the Year as well as my fight with Liam Gaynor, and to get that recognition for the domestic setup was really good. I remember back in 2019, me and JP Hale got nominated for our fight. Can't remember which one in Ulster's or the under 22s that year, but then even the next year, 2020, me and JP both won the award for Fight of the Year. And though 2022, you obviously had fights like Michael Conlon and League Wood, to even just get recognition such as domestic one like that was really good. And I feel like even if COVID hadn't happened, 2021 I would have been in that talk for Fight of the Year. It's what I'm all about. Obviously with D, I've tried to work on my defence, not get into these wars but when I get in the ring there, I'm coming to win no matter what, and that's why I'm getting folk their money's worth too.
Yeah, you're an entertainer, and you've said that from day one, that you're sort of not, I guess it's the Conor McGregor thing. You're not here to mess about, sort of as if a takeover, but you're all action, and everybody knows it's sort of you're all action. I guess with your fight with Liam Gaynor, I was sort of saying, he's really twins in a way. He's obviously really great stamina, really made for a really good fight, and I guess you've had a lot of really good development sort of fights last year. Obviously your Brian Morena fights and stuff like that, where you've had the go to obviously dark places sort of within fights. Yeah. They make sure that you bring the best out, but sometimes when you'll look back on that, in the future, and you go, this is the making of me as a professional.
Yeah, definitely. Loads of those fights, the Brian Morena one, even Liam Gaynor, I had to really dig in deep and had to really take it round by round and tell myself, look, if I'm putting up this pace out here and I'm feeling it, this guy's going to be feeling it even more. And I know that from my running, from training with D in there, I've got engines to burn like. So yeah, I do. I know for a fact that the person opposite me in the ring, he's going to be more tired than me. And no matter how good you are, as soon as you get fatigued, your skill set's going to drop. So yeah, I might bump into someone who's a bit more skilled than me, but I can put my fitness down on them, and their skills going to fade away.
It's probably one thing maybe, I guess in some ways maybe you might not, want to stop what you're doing, but maybe in some ways maybe working a bit more on, I guess, finishing people. Sometimes you want an easy night's work. I guess when you see punchers like Paddy in the gym, do you want obviously a few more knockouts, or are you just happy with how everything's going so far?
I'm happy with how things are going. I know that knockouts are going to come with a thing. I know in a few of my fights in the past, I maybe probably could have got a stoppage if I had done the right thing. But the fact is, I'm turning 23 in January. I'm still a bit on the young side for myself. So I'm not till I'm 25. I really reckon I'm going to have my full man strength. And see, when you fight at such a frantic pace as me, and you dig deep with your opponent and you have them drowning, it's hard to get a stoppage sometimes too, because you're so fatigued. But I do feel once we get into the 10 rounders, especially, I'll be stopping people, because I do have that extra second wind in me when it gets to later rounds that I don't think much others have.
Sort of looking back on last year, I know obviously you won the belt in the SSE and obviously defended it in Gerwood. I would probably say your best fight of 2022 was Engel Gomez, obviously in the lead up before the Rudy Farrell fight, because at times you sort of made it, because Engel Gomez can be quite tricky for people as well. I thought you kept him at range and you boxed the head off him all night. Is that sort of more what you want to develop with the fact of the hit and not get hit sort of manoeuvres, and try to stay out of the danger zone as much as possible? Yeah,
I feel like that fight is a great benchmark for me to look at, and even the Brian Rennan one itself, like I thought, because even though he was a step up from Gomez, I feel like I boxed perfect looking back in that fight the other day. So yeah, I do look at these, and I was looking at the way I move, and I'm just trying to move a wee bit more like that today in the gym. But look, every fight's different. Look, the Rune fight and the Liam Gator one, I had to do something different. The Gomez fight, I knew he couldn't land a glove at range, so if I do get an opponent like that, maybe a puncher, I know that's what I can do. And I feel like that was one of the best performances I had, because he didn't land a glove on me, and I was fresh to go for the Rune fight again. Fortunately, I could have been fresh for my after the Liam Gaynor fight. I didn't really get hit too much, but I had the clash of heads, and my eye took a while to heal there. So hopefully, with this next fight, I just want to get out of it unscathed and just go on to the next one and put in another big performance.
Where would you like to see, obviously, 2023, you're sort of pushing on these sort of bigger titles and bigger opportunities? I was sort of speaking to Connor there as well, and sort of saying, with Mark, obviously, as your manager and everything else, there's the opportunities, obviously, fighting on major TV cards and stuff in England. Do you sort of not focus too much on that and just focus on training and fighting and just leave everything else to Mark?
I'm focusing on improving right now a lot myself, really focusing on the boxing and my other training, but I'm always game to fight in Europa whenever Mark has a show. The Europa, has got me to where I am. But yeah, I would like to maybe fight overseas at some point. I feel like I deserve an away day because I fought 6 times over here. And then obviously I know that there's going to be SSE cards in the future over here in Belfast. Like, boxing's still really going strong here. So, I'm always a call away for anyone who's got a fight looking around here. So yeah, and I'll always be ready.
And obviously finally in on tickets, obviously I know from obviously speaking with Jared and with Connor, obviously they're running out of tickets. Do you have many tickets left for sale? Obviously I know that even the show in general is nearly sold out. Do you have many tickets left, and if so, how can people get them from you?
Yeah, if anyone just gives me a follow on social medias, I'm there to sort tickets out, no problem. But yeah, you get on to me ASAP because they are going quick.
Well, listen, thanks very much for your time as usual. I'm sure obviously we'll catch up with you obviously when you get another win in the Europa Hotel on the 4th of February.
Yes, thank you very much. Going to be a big night for a team. Good to see you.
Cheers, Colm, thank you.